Hi everybody, I'm Liz Woods and I'm here today with Sonia Hounsell and Joelle Flynn on Zoom. Between these two moms, they have 5 kids and they've been friends since 7th grade. Recently they launched a product called FunkkOFF, which was aired on Shark Tank and chosen by Robert, one of the sharks. And they're here today to share their story. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for having us, Liz.
How did you think of the idea for FunkkOFF?
I used to live in Northern California near the wineries, so I would go wine tasting every weekend and my teeth would turn a funky shade of purple, which I hated. So I would really just carry this around with me in my purse, and it was clunky and cumbersome and messy. And there was just one time I pulled out my lipstick and said, why isn't there something like my lipstick that's compact and reusable, but for my teeth? And there wasn't anything on the market. So I went home, probably slept off the wine. And then the next morning I woke up and this is actually the original prototype. This is a round spinning toothbrush head on a chapstick container to replicate something that I wanted all in one. And through many years, I filed about 8 patents trying to get what close to what we have shown in the market. But I got to a point where I knew I was as close as I could get to launching it, but I never launched a consumer product before ever in my life. But I have a great best friend from 7th grade who has launched many, many products. So I reached out to Sonia to help refine the designs and get the final product to work and formulate. And so we joined forces in 2019. And since Sonia is with you live, I'd love for her to show you the product that we launched in July of 2021.
The way it works is you take the cap off, you twist the bottom, and inside is 100% natural tooth gel that Joelle and I formulated. It's vegan, SLS free, nothing artificial inside, and it's a really nice peppermint flavor. And when you twist the bottom, that 100% natural tooth gel comes up through the middle onto the soft bristles, and then you just brush your teeth on the go. You rinse the bristles and put the cap back on. The cap is aerated so the bristles don't get funky. And there's a little mirror on the bottom so you can check your teeth and your smile and make sure you got everything out.
What is your background? How are you guys experts on this type of product?
We became experts on a dental product that I think we can combinedly say that it's combined. But my background, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started working when I was 14 and a half, became a stockbroker at 22 for a decade, started and sold a fintech, started a nonprofit, and have always just figured out solutions for things and kind of worked along the way.
My background is in brand marketing. I worked for consumer packaged goods companies for many years after business school. Worked on big brands like Trident, Dentyne, and Coppertone, and I was launching brands and products while Joelle was working on the invention and the patents and was telling me about it. So we got together to launch our very own product. And I'm very passionate about marketing, and it's been great to launch our own product.
And Joelle, what was Shark Tank like for you?
Shark Tank for me was exhilarating. It was super fun, a little stressful, but I had my best friend on stage with me. So we worked through it all and obviously had a deal at the end. So it was worth all the preparation, but it was a long process, longer than we both expected it to be. A little just nerve-wracking is a good word, because you get up there and you have just cameras all around you, and you're trying to answer questions and they're all talking over each other. And but I think we did okay.
For sure. And what was the process like? You said it was long. How long was it?
Shark Tank reached out to us in February of last year, and we filmed in July with a lot of, you think preparing your taxes, do that times 100. And that's pretty much, they really do their due diligence before you go on that stage. So we filmed in July. And one thing to note that I didn't know, even though I'm a very avid Shark Tank fan, is even whether you get a deal or you don't get a deal, they 0% guaranteeing of airing. And if you do air, which we were lucky to obviously air, they only give companies 3 weeks notice of airing. So it can cause for a lot of inventory nightmare issues, but long process we filmed and then we aired February 17th. It's episode 14.
What's it like to work with Robert?
Robert is a great businessman and a really nice, kind individual. He's very supportive, and I think what you see on screen, even in our clip, the way he talked about our product and us, was so complimentary and supportive, and that's basically, you know, how he is, and we're really grateful to have that. It's been great since Shark Tank. We've had a lot of visibility on the product with consumers. One of the greatest things is because we have so many more consumers now, we've been getting even more feedback. And actually just this morning I was reading through our reviews, and it was just so exciting to see how many people love the product. And I love seeing where they're using it and how they're using it. They're traveling, which is a big thing. Invisalign users love it. That was actually one of the big surprises about our product. The growth in Invisalign has been really great for our product. But I just love hearing from consumers that saw us on Shark Tank and telling us how much they use and love our product.
This has had to completely change your lifestyle. What has been the hardest thing about it?
It's difficult to be a mom and do all the other stuff that you want to do. And there's so many wonderful moms in Rye that I admire, and you know, we support each other a lot. And that's actually one of the biggest ways, is to have a really good support network. Rye moms, especially when the kids are young, has been phenomenal. My husband, certainly, having an amazing supportive husband. Throughout my career, we've always had lots of conversations about how do you balance this, and making decisions about which part of our careers we want to focus on and when. I had to make some hard decisions about leaving CPG companies to balance having my twins and the workload balance with the husband with a very senior position, traveling a lot. That's actually one of the reasons why I started doing consulting on my own, because it helped me manage my work-life balance and my time. So I had more control over my time. And I know a lot of Rye moms do that. They're entrepreneurs, and that helps them balance their work-life balance. And that's what, you know, I'm lucky enough to do with FunkkOFF, and having an amazing partner like Joelle helps obviously as well, because we really work together well and we balance each other out. So it's really all about the support network around you, whether it's your husband, your partner, or the moms in your community.
Sonia, if you were to give advice to another mom who's trying to start their own business or has an idea but doesn't know where to go with it, what would you say?
Stick with it. It's a really long process, and it's difficult. It's very difficult to be an entrepreneur. Before I got together with Joelle, I did consulting on my own. I had my own consulting practice, and that was hard too, because you're really relying on yourself to move things forward, and you really do have to keep at it and have persistence. I think one of the great things about Joelle and I is that we do have each other to keep each other honest and accountable. So the other thing I would say is, reach out to other people, because other people do tend to keep you accountable, and create a network where you can have that support. And there's a lot of women entrepreneurs out there, and they're all willing to help each other. And I feel really fortunate to have that in my life.
And Joelle, how about you? If there's another mom out there who wants to start her own thing, as a passionate entrepreneur that you are, what advice would you give?
Just do it. That sounds simple and silly. This idea came back in 2010, and I was raising kids that were under 10, 3 of them. And so just carve out some time along the way, along your journey, your entrepreneurial journey. Sometimes it can happen in a year. Sometimes it takes longer than a year, and it usually does. They say most successes take 20 years in the making. But just find the time, carve out an hour a day. I always say, move 5 chess pieces a day, 5 emails, 5 contacts, write down 5 things you wish to accomplish tomorrow, and just inch your way there. And I'm a big believer in visualization and seeing how things are going to end up, and then working towards that goal and manifestation as well. So dream it, and just take little steps along the way to get there.
Sonia, where is FunkkOFF being sold? How can we get it?
FunkkOFF is for sale on our website. Right now, unfortunately, we are out of inventory because we sold out due to Shark Tank. But we are taking pre-orders. Eventually, we will have more inventory on Amazon as well. And we are in a number of locations around the country. Actually, through some trade shows, we've been able to get distribution in even dental offices, spas, restaurants, and airports, actually, which is great because it's so great for travel. But the wonderful thing about Rye in Westchester is it is available in Rye. Retailers have inventory, including Hudson Paul Salon, Misfit, Angela's, and of course Griffin's, because they sell red wine, and you need to have red wine. You need to have FunkkOFF if you drink red wine.
Joelle and Sonia, thank you so much for having me today. I love learning about FunkkOFF.
Thank you. This has been so fun. Thanks so much.